little. Stand for the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome everybody to the Stormwater Management Board November 19th meeting. We'll start with the agenda, Drainage Board, cases.
All right. So the first case in front of you is Docket SM 24-0019, Indiana Dunes Tourism. This is to install a new sign and sidewalks within the drainage easement associated with Munson Ditch to accommodate the Indiana Dunes Tourism Trailhead project. This case was presented at last night's November 18th Stormwater Advisory meeting, and the recommendation was approval for staff recommendation.
Scott, do we need to vote on that now?
Yes. Motion to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Continue, please.
All right. And then next case is Docket SM 24-0020. This is Hidden Cove subdivision. It's located within the town of Hebron in that red polygon that you see on your screen there. However, they're proposing several improvements within Cobb Creek, which includes to install a pond outlet pipe, conduct pond grading, and install a water and sanitary line via directional bore under Cobb Creek, all of which will be located within the regulated drainage easement associated with Cobb Creek. Again, presented at last night's Stormwater Advisory Board meeting, the recommendation was approval per staff recommendations.
And move that we approve. Second.
We have a motion for approval and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion approved.
All right. Next one is Docket SM 24-0021, NIPSCO. This is to retire a natural gas transmission pipeline at 3 locations, Cobb Ditch, Jones Ditch, and Sandy Hook Ditch. And they will also be removing above ground or aerial crossings of those 3 regulated drains. And this is to accommodate NIPSCO's ASO Tasman pipeline project. This is the retirement of it, the retirement of the existing 16-inch and 10-inch natural gas transmission pipelines. Again, presented at last night's Stormwater Advisory Board meeting, a recommendation was approval for staff recommendations.
And move that we approve. Second.
We have a motion for approval and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion approved.
All right, and then the final case in front of you this morning is Docket SM 24-0022. This is Valparaiso City Utilities to install a force main within the regulated drainage easement and install associated with Salt Creek. This is a new sanitary force main from the wastewater treatment plant all the way to the Sturdy Red Lift Station. However, that portion, the red polygon again on your screen, is the portion that will be located within the regulated drainage easement associated with Salt Creek. Again, presented at last night's Stormwater Advisory Board meeting, the recommendation was approval for staff recommendations.
Motion to approve. Second. Staff recommendations.
We have a motion for approval and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Claims.
So this is still on the Drainage Board agenda, claims from the regulated drains fund from Briarwood Estate subdivision in the amount of $1,753.21.
And move that we approve. Second.
We have a motion for approval and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Now we move to the agenda for Stormwater Management Board claims.
Yeah, so these are claims from the stormwater funds. So we have Bright Global Ditch in the amount of $750.00, Briarwood Estate subdivision in the amount of $2,809.29, Grieger Ditch in the amount of $750.00, Ludington Ditch in the amount of $750.00, Old South Haven subdivision in the amount of $24,839.75, Pleasant Township Ditch in the amount of $3,375.00, and Swanson Import Ditch in the amount of $1,350.00.
I move that we approve the claims from the stormwater fund.
Second.
We have a motion for approval as well as a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Go.
All right, so next on the agenda is the invitation to bid results, bid assessments, and contract awards. The first project in front of you is project number 25-001, North Simpson Ditch, or North Simpson Drain Tile Reconstruction. We announced this last month at the Stormwater Management Board meeting. This is to replace the field drain tile system with the new drain tile approximately within that red polygon there on your screen. So the bid results, here to go to the next slide, please. The public opening of bids was last Tuesday, November 12th at 10 a.m. The engineer's opinion on the probable cost was $1,483,211.53. And the lowest bidder, who was also found to be responsive and responsible, was Austin Equipment out of Lowell, Indiana, and the amount of $1,730,000. Pardon me, $1,730,891.70. That is the staff recommendation to award the contract to Austin.
I move that we approve your recommendation.
We have a motion as well as a second for approval. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion approved.
And one thing I want to point out, so I understand that the low bid is obviously about $300,000, $250,000 higher than the engineer's estimate. Through the bidding process, there were several questions relating to the water at the site and approximate groundwater levels. So the consultant on this was Stantec, and after my conversations with them, they feel that this bid is representative of the unknown conditions at those groundwater levels. And if we were to rebid this project, we would not receive, them and myself, we do not believe that we would receive lower bids than the $1.7 million range.
I would agree with that.
Continue.
So the next project under the contract award is project number P25-002, Parker Ditch Headwaters Restoration. Again, this was announced at a previous Stormwater Management Board meeting and includes the replacement of 2 circular corrugated metal culvert crossings, as well as the installation of rock crossings within Parker Ditch and some 2-stage ditch, more floodplain storage within Parker Ditch Farm 1 as well. Mary, go to the next slide. So here's the approximate project limits. This will be from State Road 49 to Sager Road. The majority of the work will occur at the northern project limits. So that's where the corrugated metal pipe or corrugated metal culvert crossings will be, the ditch regrading, and then the rock crossings will be after the confluence to Sager Road, and those are 9 rock crossings being installed. Next slide. Bids were also opened last Tuesday, November 12th at 10 a.m. at a public opening of bids. The engineer's opinion of probable cost was $350,676.64. The low bid was the Stanger Group out of Goshen, Indiana, and the amount of $217,300.00. However, after reviewing their bid, and due to the responsible bidders ordinance with the engineer's opinion of probable cost at over $250,000, Stanger Group was not found to be responsible. So staff's recommendation is to award the contract to the next lowest bidder, which is for construction out of Highland, Indiana, in the amount of $367,560.00.
Make a motion that we accept Rivers.
Second.
We have a motion for approval as well as a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion approved.
And one item I would like to know on this Stanger Group, the majority of the work that they do is the stream restoration. So could they have successfully completed this project? Yes. However, after conversations with Brimmer, they have also done some stream restoration work, not necessarily the exact type of stream restoration that we're doing with the rock crossing installation, but they have done ditch bank regrading, 2-stage ditch installation. So I do believe that Brimmer will still complete the project successfully and will provide the product.
Historically, the county's had a good relationship with River too, so I that helps.
Did you talk to Stringer?
I did, so, I had a great conversation with them, and so they're a non-union company, and after talking to them, they said they completely understand the situation. They also don't want to complete the project and then have issues with the unions.
Okay.
So, they're respectful of the decision, and hopefully we can work with them on a future project where the responsible bidders ordinance is not imposed.
Mr. Chairman, we need a motion back on P25-001 to release the bids for that North Simpson drain tile reconstruction.
So moved.
Second.
We have, let me find this.
It's the one before we just approved.
Okay. We have a motion and approval for the invitation to bid results, bid acceptance and contract awards for the North Stinson Drain Tile reconstruction, which is project 25-001. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Thanks, Scott. We did that on purpose, see if you're paying attention. Go ahead.
All right. So now moving on to the Stormwater Program Manager's Report. So to date, we have initiated 95 projects, 82 of which have been maintenance and repair with an average contract value of $4,109. So again, my little spiel, maintenance and repair includes ditch maintenance, clearing and tree removal, log jam removal, beaver dam removal, minor storm sewer repair, and maintenance as well. So that's where you see the average contract value a little bit lower than $4,109. One thing that's really exciting that I would like to note, our total constructed project value to date is $2,821,752. So those are projects that are either currently under construction or have already been constructed. That is based on the actual contract value of the contractor, not the engineer's estimate, which is sometimes a little bit higher. So those funds are coming from the stormwater fund, the ARPA funds, as well as the small portion of the regulated drain fund, the ditch fund under the old drainage board. So I think that's really exciting, especially if we take into consideration that our annual construction budget is $1,250,000, $200,000 of which we have to pay to the KRBC. So we assume that our annual construction budget is right around $1 million. We're almost going to triple that this year. So mostly in part to the ARPA funds, because we had Carriage Hills and Sable Drive included in that, but we've been able to do a significant amount of work throughout the county and make a big impact on the stormwater infrastructure. So we're going to see the same thing next year with ARPA funds. So it's been, in my opinion, a successful year, and we've been able to do quite a bit. On the topic of ARPA, all of the projects have been released for bid, and the remaining contracts will be awarded at the December 10th Stormwater Management Board meeting. I have been able to start sleeping again at night, knowing that deadline will be met, so that's exciting. And then another item under claims, we have the Old South Haven subdivision. I just wanted to know that is the 704 Imperial Drive. Michael Bell contacted Commissioner Gibson this spring regarding his drainage concern with significant standing water in their rear yards. So that claim was for a new storm sewer installation from Imperial Drive to the backyards there. So that is the main update that I have. Absolutely. No, it was definitely needed. The existing storm sewer within the rear yards had failed, and also getting that connected back into the new system that was installed in 2021. So good project.
Mr. Chairman, the positive thing about a lot of this, the drainage board would borrow a lot of receipted monies that were available for other projects that the commissioners and council wanted to do. So this other money kind of helped supplement all of the drainage projects that we're spending large amounts of money regardless, but it's a different pocket that's coming out of it.
Do you have anything else for us?
Yeah, I think one thing, kind of not only looking at this year and next year, but looking further down the line, we all know that as we've talked, we have significant financial liabilities throughout the county, projects that we know need to be completed So I think a conversation about looking at the stormwater user fee and how are we going to continue to increase our budget annually past 2025, a conversation that I would like to start having next year. So just want to look a little bit further down the line. I know we've kind of primed everything going through the presentations that Mike Novotny and I gave last year, and want to continue that conversation as well.
That's an important one, because when we have the meetings for the stormwater fee, it was a tough thing to pass as it was, but we did build in a clause for inflation and cost of material, which has just escalated substantially over the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Well, it's one of many issues that we're going to have to
Absolutely.
tackle at the first year.
And I'm certainly not saying that the stormwater user fee increase is the only solution. I think it's just having a productive conversation about funding sources and how do we want to tackle it, and looking at everything that needs to be done down the line.
Yeah, there may be, I'm just not going to say that.
Yep.
We'll talk.
We'll talk later.
Tony, is there something you'd like to speak to us about? Oh, you have the
We got
bridge report, I'm
report
sorry,
along
hang on
the
just a
public
minute.
comment section.
Morning?
Good morning.
Bridge report, so changes from our last report have been, Bridge 149, Waverly Road's now open to traffic. Bridge 80 has been awarded through INDOT. Bridge 110 has been awarded through INDOT, and our funds are in place for that to continue, and we have notice to proceed for construction on those projects. Bridge 1009, letting date is December 11th, and Bridge 98, letting date is January 15th next year. So going through the Bridge 149, you can see it's all complete. The only thing that's outstanding are the delineators. Paper markings have been complete. They're completed as this picture that was taken on the bottom right. The delineators on the raised curve separating the pedestrian pathway, multi-use path, they're going to be green and white, which is denoting bicycle traffic. So those actually have a lead time on them, that's extending this project for backward right now. They do expect to have them, or not backward, they do have a lead time of a week and a half. So we should be expecting those to be done, and we'll be closing out this project. Moving on to Bridge 80. This is the work that was completed last year in-house for tree clearing. That allowed the utilities to be relocated, and that is allowing the contractor to have an early start date of February 24th. Moving on to Bridge 110, it's a similar story. I don't have any pictures for it, but the utility work was done last year, or done this year, tree clearing we did in-house. Moving on to Bridge 1009, this is Lemberg Road. They're doing gas line relocation to the tree clearing that we did in-house. That will be letting in December, as I said before. Moving on to Bridge 98. This is the tree clearing that we did just last week. This is 600 north of Salt Creek. And so yeah, that tree clearing in-house allows those utilities to start early and keep money out of the total contract cost. So it is a savings to the project.
What do you do with all that wood?
With all that wood, yeah, it gets just gets removed and hauled out, disposed of. It would probably go to, I'm not sure, maybe the compost site in the county.
I don't know, I was just thinking about it's going to have to work to cut it up in manageable pieces and just give it away to the public for firewood.
I'm not sure.
But that would be a job.
Yeah.
You have to buy the amount of wood you have there.
And you don't want to leave it for people to come pick up, because.
Yeah, no, I don't mean leave it there,
Yeah.
because they're stopping on the road when you pick it
I
up.
get
It'll get
you.
used as a recycling site as mulch.
Yeah.
Or it can be delivered there, and somebody
Yeah.
wants to pick up. However, when you say in-house, Porter County Highway, so.
The highway and bridge crew are performing that work together.
Okay. Is that it?
Oh, yeah.
I have a favor to ask you. The bridge on Route 6 in Jackson Township, that's closed right now.
The Indot Bridge.
Yeah, the end of it.
Yeah.
I know it's not a bridge, but if you would please, would you check on that, see where they plan on reopening that up?
Yeah, I believe, if you give me a second, I can look at the last correspondence I had from that project manager.
Hopefully this is before Thanksgiving.
It was 3 weeks for closure as of November 6th. So that would put on the 27th, so the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. I imagine I can probably close a few days, so it's not a guarantee it'll be open for Thanksgiving. But it is very possible. I'll do a follow-up with the project engineer and give you an update on that. Just see what the
Yeah, would you mind doing that, please?
Not a
Just let
problem.
me know as soon as you can.
Mhm.
All right. Tony, is there something you'd like to speak to us about?
I just wanted to check on the progress, and she said bids are in and it'll be, contract awarded on December 10th meeting.
Okay.
My questions are answered.
Any other matter that anyone would like to speak to us about? No, Larry, you're good? All right. Anybody back here? No? We'll recess.